Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the NBA Front Office Show. This is our special Christmas episode. If you're watching the video version of that, you can see what we're talking about. Keith and I both feeling a little bit festive here today. We've got some presents to pass out. We also have a little bit of news to get into. But Keith, I like this. I always like Christmas episodes of shows and everything, so I'm glad we get to do one here ourselves.
Yeah, me too. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to hand out presents to each NBA team, and what we would get them for the holiday season. And we're, as you said, we're both festive. We're rocking our Christmas caps, and I love your shirt. It's fantastic. So,
Oh, thank you.
if you're a podcast listener, make sure you pop over to YouTube to check that out. And I don't know if it's coming through, but my shirt's got a whole bunch of animals with Christmas hats on their heads. So yeah, so we're gonna have some fun today. We'll cover very light news off the top. There's really only one news item. The Boston Celtics gonna play on Christmas Day at the Milwaukee Bucks, and they lost Dennis Freedom, so they are down to Robert Williams and Bruno Fernando are the only two big men available for Boston. Doesn't sound like they're gonna get some of their guys back, like Al Horford and Grant Williams, out of the protocols. So they're gonna add a couple bigs, veteran big man Al-Farouq Aminu, and then Norval Pell. Younger guy's been kind of bounced around the league a little bit with Philly, New York. He's been on some 2 ways and 10 days and things like that. So some bench reinforcements, I guess, coming for Boston. I would not expect much out of either one of those guys as far as we see it in Milwaukee. And we're going to find out later today just who's going to be in and who's out for all those Christmas Day games.
Well, and in relation to that, James Harden, according to Steve Nash, is in for tomorrow's game against the Lakers.
Kevin Durant.
Right, no Kevin Durant, but still, I'm happy to hear that James Harden is in there, and I know from the Lakers' perspective that makes it less likely that you're going to get a win in that game, of course, because James Harden's a very good player. But I want to see guys out of these health and safety protocols. Yes. I want to see guys on the floor. That's the most important thing. So good news that James Harden is back in action for the Brooklyn Nets.
Absolutely. And it sounds like sometime in the next few days, we'll probably get resolution on whether they reduce the time on the health and safety protocols from 10 days to 6 days for asymptomatic and vaccinated players. That's the kind of key part there that I think people are missing. It is not just going to be 10 to 6 days for everybody. It's asymptomatic and vaccinated players. So, all right, let's have fun though. It's Christmas Eve. Let's do this. Hope you guys get a chance to listen to this on Christmas Eve or Christmas. If you need to escape the family for a little bit, you can watch or listen to the show. We all know how that goes. Or put it on while you're watching the games and have those on in the background. But let's do it. Let's go. Trevor took the Western Conference teams.
Yep.
I took the Eastern Conference teams. We're going to give you all 30 teams a present. And go ahead, kick us off.
All right. Ho, ho, ho. I'm going to start things off with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And guess what they get? It's what they always wanted. It's a shiny new draft pick for the Thunder.
I love it.
It's what they want, draft picks. So that's what they get.
That is perfect. Yeah. So I'll go with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going to give them a defensive player. Anybody who can play some defense for the Hawks. They just need somebody who can get out there and play some defense.
a defender for the Atlanta Hawks.
Defender.
Okay.
It's funny you say that. That's exactly what my note says.
A defender. All right, let's go to the Sacramento Kings. Certainly a franchise that could use a Christmas present. And whether he stays a King or not, I'm giving a jumper to De'Aaron Fox. A jumper for De'Aaron Fox. Worst case, if they decide to trade him, he's that much more valuable on the market. And if they want to keep him, a jumper would go a long way towards making De'Aaron Fox a much better player. So, Kings, you get a shiny new jumper.
I love it. I'm going to go to New York, the Big Apple. I'm going to tell them their president is Kemba Walker stays in the rotation. 44 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists last night for Kemba. The Knicks lost, but Kemba wasn't the reason. Let's keep Kemba in the rotation. There's my Christmas present for Kemba and for the Knicks.
The gift that keeps on giving there with that one. I'm going to go, let's jump to the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets, you guys are getting Jamal Murray back 100% healthy. We all need this, especially given the injuries that franchise has endured. Jamal Murray back in action for the Denver Nuggets. I think that is the best gift they can get this season.
Trevor, I am going to give the Toronto Raptors some roster balance. They've got some really good players, but a lot of those guys overlap positions right now with Scotty Barnes showing up, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby. That's a lot of similarly sized guys that play the forward position. I'm going to give them a little bit of roster balance. I don't know how we're going to get there. That's up to Santa to figure out, but I'm going to give them a little bit of roster balance.
All right. I like that. I like that. Let's jump to the Phoenix Suns, who have been absolutely tremendous this season. We know they're heading into the postseason. We know they're going to be one of the favorites to potentially win an NBA championship this year. I'm gifting them playoff health for Chris Paul. Let's not find ourselves robbed of Chris Paul again in the postseason. We've seen it happen in years before. Chris Paul, playoff health. I think that's the most important thing for the Phoenix Suns this postseason.
That is a perfect one. All right, we're going to the city of brotherly love, and that means it's time for the Simmons Siren on Christmas. Siren. We're going to the Simmons Siren, a Ben Simmons trade. This was probably the easiest gift anybody could give because this is a gift for the 76ers, for whatever team gets Ben Simmons, for Ben Simmons, and for all of us, because then this trade happens and we don't have to talk about it anymore.
I was going to say that's a gift for us too. A Ben Simmons trade that finally goes down. So yes, I agree with that one. I'm going to go to the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs get something that they haven't had before, or at least that they rarely have had. It's a mid-season trade, and I'm talking about Thad Young. Thad Young is going to be on the move for the San Antonio Spurs, and they're going to get, I don't know what just yet, but something of value in return for Thad Young. And Thad Young himself is going to get sent to a team where he can be on a contender like he's wanted.
I love it. That is great. All right. The Detroit Pistons, we're going to give you more losses. You're trying to pile them up. You're trying to get down in there to get that number one pick and deliver you that once in a generation big man. There's a one of those there to pair with Cade Cunningham, who, if guys, we don't talk about the Pistons a lot because they've been pretty bad, but Cade's been pretty good in his last handful of games that he's played. He's really starting to figure things out now. So more losses, more push into that top four for sure in the lottery.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. It sounds weird at first. We're giving you more losses, but that is what they want. What they need. It's what they what they want. The Memphis Grizzlies. Let's jump over to them. The Memphis Grizzlies, we are going to give you a true appreciation for Ja Morant because I think this is important for their franchise. You can't be upset that he came back. You can't be telling him to go back to the bench. That's going to drive him away. So Memphis Grizzlies, you are getting an appreciation for your superstar because that's what Ja is, Ja Morant.
Absolutely. The Indiana Pacers, we're going to give you those trades that you so sorely need. We're going to break this up. We're going to pour that expired chunky lemon milk down the drain, send it out, get rid of it. We're going to start over, and we're going to keep a couple of these guys around, Malcolm Brogdon, one of Sabonis and Turner, rebuild around those two and see where we're headed moving forward.
I like it. I like it. The Clippers. The Clippers, you're getting an arena to call your own because we all know that most people see Staples Center, now Crypto.com Arena, as the Lakers' house. So Clippers are getting an arena to call their own this year.
That's perfect.
Oh, but I do need to mention it's in Seattle. Sorry.
Oh man. That was rough. That is rough.
It's best for everybody. Come on.
All right. We're going to give the Charlotte Hornets one of those big giant hands on the end of a stick so they can actually get some stops because this team can't stop anybody on defense. So we're going to give them that. We're going to give a rule change where they're allowed to break it out 2-3 times a half. And that'll be what they can do. And that's how the Hornets will get some stops because their offense is great. They can pile up points with the best of them. They just needed a way to get stops. It isn't coming from any of the personnel on the roster. So let's give them a big giant hand at the end of a stick to block some shots.
I like it. I like it. That's a good one. Let's go to the Portland Trailblazers. I'm going to give them a trade. Nope, not a Damian Lillard trade. He's going to stick around. In fact, I think the best outcome is Damian Lillard stays in Portland for the remainder of his career. I want to see that. And that means CJ McCollum got to be on his way out. Feel happy for him. Just found out that his collapsed lung has healed, but unfortunately, the Blazers are going to have to ship him out. So a CJ McCollum trade, it's been in the works. It feels like forever. That's what the Blazers are getting for Christmas.
Perfect. Maybe this is where we could partner on these gifts and take care of two gifts at once. I'm going to give the Cleveland Cavaliers another playmaker.
Oh,
They need somebody else who can create some offense off the dribble. Right now, it's Darius Garland, Ricky Rubio, and not much else. With Colin Sexton hurt, that team is good. They're legitimately good. That funky three big lineup actually works well for them. I love Evan Mobley. He's probably my favorite rookie in the league right now. It has been really, really solid. So I'm going to give them another playmaker where they can really get into some stuff, make some things happen, and really see, can this team make a little bit of noise in the postseason?
I like it. I like it. The New Orleans Pelicans, you're getting a new foot for Zion. I think that's what they need more than anything else. So it's going to be a brand new foot. Maybe we'll even go with like kind of a robotic one, like a Luke Skywalker hand, except it'll be Zion's foot, and hopefully that'll get him healthy and back on the floor.
Doesn't slow down Echo and Hawkeye at all to have a foot. As an aside, sorry, I'm going to dip into something here really cool.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, with Hawkeye, no spoilers here, but I did not know that the actress is actually deaf and an amputee. That is really, really cool that she's like gonna headline her own series coming. That's not a spoiler. We know that's coming. Disney announced that a while back. So yeah, I think that's really awesome that she is talk about not letting anything hold you back and go out there and chase your dreams. It's good. Really good character too. I mean, I had a lot of fun, with her in the Hawkeye series.
Yeah, so. that series was great, and sorry, we watched that the other night as well. And this was I think one of the better final episodes that we've seen out of all these Marvel ones. It tied everything up so well. Yep. I mean, again, not to spoil too much, but oh my gosh, that watch reveal at the very end, I just went mind blown. Yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right, we're gonna go to Brooklyn, and we're gonna give them the big three as they envisioned: Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. We've rarely seen it together. It hasn't worked the way they wanted it to work. One of the three has always been out for some reason or another. We're creeping towards it. So let's give them the big three as they envisioned and see, can that group come together the way they hoped?
The Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz, always that team that's right there. They're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Come playoff time, things tend to fall to pieces. Teams start to figure out what they're doing. During the regular season, they're pretty darn good. I'm going to give them postseason versatility, meaning finally they're going to find a way to throw different wrinkles at teams that they're not going to be able to adapt to on the fly, and that's going to make them a real threat come playoff time.
That is a good one right there. I like that one. I'm going to go to Washington. I'm going to give them, this may be one of those where you get the card that your gift is coming a little bit later, but that Bradley Beal inks a long-term contract with the Wizards, stays there, sticks there, and he is their franchise guy for years to come. Now, that's what I'm going to give the Wizards. So every once in a while, your gift's just not quite available on Christmas, and you got to wait a little bit for it. So Washington, you got to wait a little bit, but it's coming. Bradley Beal sticking around.
Yes, that is the most important thing for them. The Minnesota Timberwolves. So first and foremost, just kind of as an aside here, Karl-Anthony Towns in health and safety protocol. I mean, wish peace for him and his family and that whole situation of them. That's, jokes aside, that's got to bring back some terrible, terrible feelings and things like that for him now winding up on health and safety protocol. So absolutely feel for him there. But for their actual gift as a franchise, the playoff appearance. It's been too long, and we're going to get the Wolves here into the playoffs, into the mix. And I feel like the Western Conference this year is fairly weak. Let's be honest. There's opportunities here for them to really get in and make some noise. So I'm not talking about just barely scraping by. I'm talking about the Wolves. We're going to get them into the second round here.
Oh boy.
That's right.
I love it, man. You're thinking big for the Wolves.
Thinking big for the Wolves.
So I'm going to give you as a little as an aside here. We've joked in very much. It's been jokingly said, when is the NBA going to fix this conference imbalance stuff? All these poor East teams. The reality is why we say that is because for years the West was having good teams miss the postseason
Yeah.
while these East teams were getting in that shouldn't. But only 5 teams in the Western Conference are above 500 as we hit the Christmas break here. Well, Christmas Eve break, nobody plays today, but it hit the Christmas period, and then in the East, it's 9 teams are 500 or better. So just interesting the way the conferences have flipped this year. With that, I noticed that this morning as I was kind of perusing the daily standings check. One of those teams in the East that's been very good and has flipped from being a poor team to a good team, Chicago Bulls. I'm going to give them a little bit more depth, especially in their front court.
Good call.
I think they need another big or two, especially if Patrick Williams is going to be out. So a 4 that could maybe play a little bit of small ball 5, I think would go a long way for the Chicago Bulls.
I mean, ironically, you're kind of talking about Thad Young there, right? Right? Like,
yeah.
Unfortunately. All right. The Dallas Mavericks, a friend for Luka. I feel like he needs a true running mate here, a guy that can be the Robin to his Batman. I don't know that guy is on the roster right now, so let's find a new friend for Luka.
I like to envision him opening that box and a big smile as his new buddy comes bounding out and he's throwing him lob passes to the rim or something like that.
Yes.
That is perfect. All right. The Milwaukee Bucks. What do you get the defending champs? It seems like they have it all, right? They've got Giannis. They've got a really good roster. I'm going to give him another big. Brook Lopez we'll see if he gets back. Hopefully, maybe Brook Lopez is that other big, but I'm going to give him one more big so that they can get by and make another deep playoff run.
All right. I think that would be a good one for them. The Rockets, the Houston Rockets, they are getting a bag of ping pong balls because that's what they are playing for right now. It's ping pong balls. They're looking to increase those lottery odds. So that's what the Rockets are getting.
All right, then I'm going to go here, my adopted hometown, Orlando. Okay. I'm going to give them, they're going to get the ping pong balls. Those are coming. We know that. But I'm going to give them actual lottery luck.
Ooh.
This team, they hit the jackpot 2 years in a row with Shaquille O'Neal and Chris Webber, which then Webber was traded for Penny Hardaway. That team ended up making a finals run at one point. And then they did get Dwight Howard #1 overall later. But they have had some pretty rotten lottery luck. It feels like every year they end up dropping a few spots in the lottery. So I'm going to give them a little bit of lottery luck so that they can pair those guys with that young core that they're building. And I said this the other day on Twitter. We might get a little racy here on the NBA front office show because if Franz Wagner keeps playing the way he is, this is going to become an only Franz account.
I saw that. I like that one. That was certainly a good one. But yes, he's been very good, and I think that's a good pick for that. Getting a little bit of lottery luck, that would go a long way towards building the next version of the Orlando Magic. The Golden State Warriors are getting the gift of Klay. Klay Thompson is the gift for the Golden State Warriors. This team is already absolutely tremendous, and Klay coming back is probably going to make them that much better. So, and they're getting it. It sounds like they're actually getting this gift not too far off here, but Klay Thompson for the Golden State Warriors.
We're delivering a real one there.
That's right.
The Miami Heat, I'm going to stick right here in Florida. Just going to give them a little bit more depth. 1 or 2 more players. They're really, really close. They're really, really good, especially when their frontline guys are available. But you give them 1 or 2 more players, we might be talking about a team that can make the NBA Finals.
Oh, I like that. Well, I'm out of teams here except for my team, the Lakers. So the Lakers obviously have had a lot of issues this season, especially health related. I'm going to give them 1 week before the trade deadline of full health, everybody on the team healthy, so they have some idea of what they actually have or don't have before the trade deadline. So I think that's reasonable to ask for 1 week of a fully healthy team so they can see what works and what doesn't, and then make some decisions heading into the trade deadline.
I love it because my last team is the Boston Celtics, and I said I want them to see what their roster looks like before the trade deadline. So it kind of makes me laugh, but meanwhile, 28 other fan bases are watching this and saying, "Yeah, enough with your two 500 teams that stink." But the reality is, both those teams have not been healthy. They haven't been what they've been able to think. Now, a lot of teams can say that this year. That is 100% certain. Otherwise, we would have just gone through and probably picked better health for what, 20 teams at
Right.
least. But with the Celtics, as like with the Lakers, I'd like to see them just get their guys together for a little run, see what they look like, see how the team looks when Ime Udoka has the full group available. Does that give him some of the lineup clarity? But because I went last, I'm going to give him a bonus gift.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give him banner 18 before the Lakers get banner
Oh,
18.
come on.
just to say it's okay when they're tied, but man, if they fall behind, that's going to be tough. That'd be a tough day. So we'll go there. But hey, and I'm going to give you and I a gift. I
Uh-huh.
don't think we're going to get it this year, but when it comes time for banner 18, Celtics versus Lakers to break the tie, it's just got to be.
Yes. Oh,
It
yeah,
has
yeah.
to be.
I like it.
We need that. I somehow I don't think we're getting it this year. That's I talked about
Yeah.
delayed Christmas gifts. That might be delayed a couple of years, but it's just got to be. I mean, come on, that's just the way the universe is supposed to deliver for us.
Well, on that note, I have a special delivery that actually just showed up. I just got the notification. That's an actual present for me. My new laptop just arrived at my front door.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm
Perfect.
excited about that. Should hopefully increase the quality of our shows and all that kind of, at least my processing power, to where my computer will no longer sound like it's going to die when I do our live shows.
Inside baseball, Trevor has to do quite a bit of struggles to get the show posted on occasion. So this is a present for everybody, him especially. And I know how hard you work between this show and NBA Front Office show. So it's that is well needed, well earned, and well deserved. So I'm very, very happy for you.
Well, thank you. So that's something I get to go play with after this. An actual present. Look at that.
There
Perfect
it is.
timing.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. Well, let us know what you think. What else would you gift to each NBA team? Give us your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget, subscribe right here to the NBA Front Office YouTube channel. Turn on those notifications. And we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Hopefully you all have a great one. Enjoy time with your family. That's certainly what we're going to do. And enjoy some NBA basketball tomorrow as well. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that we get all the games.
Even if you're not celebrating the Christmas holiday, let's just hope we get in 5 games and you can enjoy that. Because if you're here, I hope you enjoy basketball at least. Otherwise,
that's right.
That's weird. But beyond that, hi mom, thanks for checking in. I appreciate that. So, but yeah, everybody else, let's hope you enjoy the basketball tomorrow. Have a very happy and safe holiday.
Yes.
And we'll be back to you next week, just like usual, with all the latest news and notes, and hopefully breaking down a little bit of what happened on Christmas as well.
That's right. All right, everybody. See ya and stay safe.